Hello, Helena Bukas, Genius, 31st of January 2020. Here I am in my community, Liverpool, Southwest Sydney, behind Casula Powerhouse Museum. And I have shared a couple of videos relevant to feelings and emotions, and just a quick reflection. Feelings, the mind flings. When you let go of your mind flings, you develop free wings. And then you can tune into through emotions of your heart and soul. Emotions, through emotions, a natural state of being of your heart are positive emotions such as bliss, love, and ecstatic joy. Emotions of your soul, the two greatest one, love and light. Okay, so emotions. Few more important things that needs to be added to feelings and emotions. So feelings, emotions, and now we're shifting into. So what emotions are? They're the silent language of your soul. So if you look at silent, listen. You need to learn how to listen to silence in order for you to be able to interpret and understand emotions. Okay, so the big thing here relates to emotional triggers. So if you're not observant of your negative feelings or flings, your emotional triggers will turn into emotional tigers. So be aware of emotional tigers. You need to learn how to manage those because they're the greatest causes of anger, aggression, and anything that might not be productive for you and people around you. So, emotional triggers. Oh yeah, my emotional triggers that relate to those, there are many, and one of them relates to guys that put me in a box as a tantra teacher, and that's not why I went to school for 6-7 years and did lots of integrative studies. So, mirror neurons, what we see in others is nothing else but a mirror reflection of ourselves. So, mirror neurons, they're in the brain. And every time we do see in others something that we don't accept within ourselves, or something that reminds us of previous unresolved issue or experience, then we can get triggered. Emotional triggers can rise. So, okay, you try to interpret this. So this drift into, by the way, spiritual animals and some of the deeper education about shamanic wisdom that I deliver through my advanced classes. So, danger. It's an anger. Beware. What do you see? It's the web. It's the spider that can transform from nice to mean, from mean to nice. Emotional triggers. So we can learn how to manage those within ourselves. And once we learn how to manage those within ourselves, then we can learn how to, the next step is to learn how to manage it within others. And I love emotional triggers, and I do work in helping profession. And the first thing that I do nothing. I just observe people. I open my heart to them, and I just listen. And then as the time travels, I observe the emotional triggers when they interact with other people. So, transference, energy. In psychology, counseling, there is a big terminology used. It's transference and counter-transference. So transference is when we project our energy unconsciously or our emotions onto another human being. And it's very common in a counseling and setting. So what counter-transference is about? Counter, it's like hitting the ball back and forth. And for people who work in a helping profession, if they're not aware of their own emotions and emotional states, they can easily project them onto others, and others will reflect them back to them. And there won't be any progression in a counseling or psychology session if people are not trained in how to deal with these subtle energies which are just emotion, energy in motion, whether it's positive or negative. So what it's about interference. So if we fall into transference, we're experiencing interference. We're getting out of our balance, of our center, of our connection with our heart and soul. So that interferes with our own energy, frequency, and vibration. And what Nikola Tesla has said, if you would love to, or if you want to find keys to the universe, keys or secrets to the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. So as a little suggestion, when or if you work with people or interact with people, open your heart to them and just send them love from your heart and see what's going to happen. And if they're angry, see what's going to happen. Don't say anything, just open your heart and stand still. So, the most dangerous psychological mistake is the projection of the shadow onto others. Okay, so now we're drifting into Jung's dark side, unconscious. So, be aware of your own shadow and don't project your shadow. So what your shadow can include your past unresolved issues. It can include your projection of values, projection of needs, projection of motives. So projection, the other side of the projection is a rejection. So every time we project something onto other human beings, they will go through different stages until they actually get to the point, the completely opposite of projection, which is a rejection. So be aware of those. Okay, so I'll just read a few quotes. So I read the most dangerous psychological mistake is the projection of the shadow onto others. This is the root of almost all conflict. So values. Values are the biggest thing that actually trigger other human beings, and that are the greatest causes of any type of form of conflict, whether it's within ourselves or whether it's with other human beings. Projection of your own shadow makes the whole world replica of your own unknown face. This is, by the way, this is all about Carl Jung. Carl Jung is probably the greatest theorist that if you would love to, and it's very useful, if you would love to learn more about unconscious, grab books by Carl Jung, do a bit of research, maybe even Google some theories, some quotes, find what resonates with you, find something that gives you some benefits. So, another big one, shadow work is the path of the heart warrior. So now we are shifting into shamanism and spirituality, spiritual warriors. So we humans, we do have light and the dark side. It's the theory of a yin-yang. And we can own them, discover them, and integrate them in our life. And from that point, our life changes. We become, not sure if I can use the word masters of our life, or maybe masters of our actions, behavior, our thoughts, or we increase awareness of whatever goes on around us. So that's Tesla, my neighbor. I come from former Yugoslavia as a war refugee, and here I am delivering leading edge education and training in HeartMath. I give credit to the HeartMath Institute and Research USA for image and for all the research that they're doing in the area of heart-mind matrix, emotional intelligence, and sacred practices, sacred symbology, and everything else that helps other human beings better understand themselves and master their lives and discover the gene of a genius. And for the end, every human being is born with a gene of a genius. Your genius becomes alive when you follow your heart and do what you love. So this is your genie for today, 31st of January. Hope you enjoyed the video. Take care. So